For Arsene Wenger, he has decided to stand down after 22 years. The suggestion is, in all aspects of the media, is that he's jumped before he was pushed. Are you happy that it's the right timing for Wenger to leave?
Yeah, I think so, Mark. I think you could argue that Arsene Wenger should have gone 4, 5, 6 years ago, really. His first 10 years as a manager there, magnificent, won all them trophies, invincibles, everything else. But in the last 10 years, other than 3 FA Cups, which is a fantastic achievement in the last 4 or 5 years, and it wasn't a surprise for me. It wasn't shocked. You know, people were saying, "Are you surprised?" No, I'm not really. I think it needs a fresh voice in there. It needs different ideas. I think Arsene's had 22 years. He leaves with his head held high. But I do think as well that maybe one of the owners there might have called him in and said, "Look, your time's up. This is the time to go," rather than give you the sack. You know, you stay on and you leave as a legend at the end of the season. It
does seem to have galvanised everybody at Arsenal, doesn't it? Apparently the box office crashed yesterday with everybody saying they want to go to the last games and maybe they will, after all, renew their season tickets.
I think ahead of the Atletico Madrid tie, where, you know, I've been to most Europa League games at the Emirates this season. It's not been full. I think there'll be a full house and the fans will be galvanised. The whole club will be galvanised. And, you know, what an opportunity. It's going to be very difficult against Atletico Madrid, but they need those fans on side. And, you know, he leaves as a legend. And so he should.
Do you think it will galvanise the players? I mean, you've been in dressing rooms here and abroad. Do you think suddenly they will? Because Per Mertesacker apparently gave a rallying cry to say, right, come on, let's try and send him out on the best note possible.
Well, it should. I mean, I think he's been incredibly loyal to a lot of those players. Probably too loyal, if anything. I think back to Sir Alex. You know, if players weren't performing, they would have been out. And I think he's been almost too kind to them. They need to put a performance in for him. He deserves one after 22 years. Everything he's given and his patience to those players. I hope they send him off with an amazing farewell, because we can talk about his legacy and forget, hopefully, the last 2 or 3 years, which didn't go really to plan.
And they shouldn't need to be galvanised, the players. They shouldn't need the crowd. They shouldn't need Arsene Wenger to be galvanised. It's a semi-final of a tournament. There's a Champions League spot potentially if you win the tournament, the Europa Cup. They shouldn't need to be galvanised.
What worries me is the cry now from Mertesacker to go and tell them players in that dressing room, come on, let's give this guy a great send-off. Now, this guy wanted to stay at the football club, make no bones about it. He didn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave now. So he should have galvanised himself and got himself and rallied. If they cared so much about him, he should have rallied, and maybe he wouldn't be losing his job, because we're in decline over the last 2 seasons. And there's a mini league at the top of that league, and there's 6 of them in it, and they're the bottom of it.
But it'd be interesting to see who comes out on top, because Atletico are almost the anti-Arsenal, really. You know, they'll have 25% possession and be happy with it, but probably they'll find a way to get a result. So it'd be interesting to see how the 2 styles clash, really. Obviously, Arsenal, that beautiful football, but a fancy Atletico to get a result.
I could see it going similar to what the CSKA result went. I think Arsenal, they might win the home game, and then it's a case of, can they keep a clean sheet when they go to Atletico Madrid a week later?
Well, they haven't been keeping clean sheets.
That's the key for me, but I think they could win and win well this week. It's the away game I'd be worried about.
What's really interesting is looking, and by the way, Simeone has said today that Diego Costa's unlikely to play, which will be a massive relief because he always terrorised Arsenal in a Chelsea shirt. Let's have a look at the betting for who's going to replace Arsene Wenger, Tim. This is really interesting because often massive club, you know, we have a reasonably good idea who's going to take over. We really don't. Those are only the odds because obviously the weight of money dictates it. So Luis Enrique, obviously there's a Barcelona link now at the top of Arsenal. Brendan Rodgers is doing a great job at Celtic. Patrick Vieira would be massively popular, but left field, I think we can say, because he hasn't managed at the very highest level. Thomas Tuchel, we think, is going to PSG. Joachim Löw, obviously, Germany, and Carlo Ancelotti might be a safe pair of hands for a couple of years before we even get into people like Allegri. So it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Well, listening to Ivan Gazidis yesterday, he was talking about he's going to take more control of the football club. Now, that will determine what sort of character they want to take in there and who wants to manage under certain restraints, because no one's going to be allowed to manage like Arsene Wenger managed, where they sat down at the beginning of the season, they said, what are our objectives? And they all agreed that it was top 4, and he achieved that for the 20 of the 22 seasons he was there. So can't take that away from the guy.
There'll be no king anymore saying this is what happens here. There'll be an even distribution of power.
I think they need, personally, if I was in charge of that, I think they need a massive contrast. Forget about the Arsenal style, it doesn't work anymore. You know, this pretty football. I don't see pretty football there anymore. I don't see any still in their side. I see a team on a decline. So they need a change. I would go with a yo-yo club. you know, and a yo-yo club in the nicest possible way, like Chelsea, who employ managers and win stuff. And if they don't win it, then they sack them and they bring someone else in. I think that's what they need. I think that's what the fans want. Short-term contracts. Managers will go to Arsenal Football Club. That is a massive pull for anyone. Foreign managers, English managers, anyone will go to Arsenal Football Club. But put them under pressure to win. And if they don't win, get rid of them and bring someone else in.
Yeah. Who do you suspect, Robbie? I mean, it's really interesting, that list, plus Allegri, plus maybe Nagelsmann from Hoffenheim.
To be fair, Mikel Arteta's not on that list, and I know he's quite liked by some Arsenal fans, and maybe the club he was there, and he's at Manchester City under Pep. I'm not sure he'll get the job, but I'm surprised he's not on that list. No Rafa Benitez on that list. I think somebody like him, he's done unbelievable at Newcastle, by the way. But I think Luis Enrique, I'd go, or I'd go for Patrick Vieira. Why not? I know he's got not much experience, but they've had experience for a number of years. And as Tim says, they've won two or three FA Cups in the last so many years.
You played with him. It'd be hugely popular, Vieira, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you will, but very little experience managing in the Premier League, of course. He did a little bit of Man City with the academy under 23s. He's been managing in America, yeah. But for me, it would be Carlo Ancelotti. I think he's proven. I think he's at the right age. He can handle big players. He can handle big situations. He was a winner at Chelsea, wasn't he? Did the double there. He's won at Real Madrid. OK, didn't have a great successful time at Bayern Munich. But I believe somebody like him, especially when what Tim thinks they might do, is go short-term, 2 or 3 years. I think he'll bring that success.
Would the advantage of Ancelotti be, and David Moyes found this out, this is the hardest job of all, because even though Arsenal have been in decline a bit, they've still been winning FA Cups. It is so hard to take over from somebody who's been in charge for so long, as David Moyes found out. Would Ancelotti make more sense, because that would faze him?
No, it won't faze him, but I don't think Ancelotti's the right guy for Arsenal. I really don't. I think it needs somebody like a Vieira with a personality who can say to those players, that's not good enough. Yeah. That is not good enough. I demand more from you. I performed at that level. I demand that players compete every game. All this nice football. Arsenal used to be the nicest playing football in the country with Man United. What are they now? 4th, 5th, 6th in that category? Tim's right. That era is almost gone. Now we need somebody to come in and say, lads, I expect more. We're going to play the same way. But if you're not tracking back, you're not working hard, you're out the team.
To do that, though?
I don't think they have got the players, John.
No, but now he's got a window to address that, hasn't he?
Be able to bring in.
How many windows would it take? 3, 4 to get whoever it is to get what they want?
Yeah, I think they're on the lookout now. I know he brought the guy in from Dortmund, Sven. I think he's a good guy. He's been hunted by a few Premier League clubs, and Arsenal have managed to get him. So it is the way up, the way forward for them. We have to remember that when Arsene Wenger come into Arsenal, it was Arsene who? No one knew him. Yeah. No one knew him. We went to Monaco, he was in Japan. No one really knew Arsene Wenger, and he was given the time. He hit the floor running. And because he won so early, he was given a longer period of time to build it. No one's going to get that opportunity no more. They're going to have to win to get the time. So they need someone who's going to... The Vieira is interesting because he's going to get more time than anyone else from the outside because he's Patrick Vieira and he's a legend.
And nurture the kids as well, won't he? He'll bring the ones to the academy, don't you think? Which Gazeta said yesterday is important for him.
Yeah, well, if you say it's all right saying that it's important for him, but I don't see many of them kids getting great opportunities. Iwobi's probably the only one who's had an opportunity. There's a few recently when Arsene's thrown them in when the game's and nothing to play for. But no, they need to look at the whole club, but. It only starts the biggest, and Gazeta said it yesterday, the most important person at the football club is the manager. Yeah, so they need to get it right.
This is the biggest decision they've made for some time. Right, Jules has got plenty of news.